What's up, y'all? What's up? It's Freddie, and I'm back with another episode. It's been a minute. But a lot of good things been going on. We'll give y'all just a quick little recap. My man and I went to New York for my birthday. We went to go see Death Becomes Her, which was a great Broadway show. Michelle Williams did her thing
I didn't know that you went there.
Yes, it was a great show. A great show. We enjoyed it from beginning to end. It's probably one of my top Broadway show ever. And then on my birthday, we saw Wicked. And
I have yet to see Wicked.
If you go into Wicked seeing the movie before the play, you're gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah,
we were disappointed. We were disappointed. I think a lot of things were rushed, but nonetheless, great show. We met up with some family members, had a great time, and then my man took us to O Factory in NYC, where we made our own scents on my birthday. It was great. It was fun. It was a great birthday. I'm blessed to see 34. Now we're here in March, almost April. So spring's in the air. A lot of things have been going on. We have a lot to catch up on. The person with me today is Justin. Justin, introduce yourself.
Hey y'all, I'm Justin. I'm a Cancer.
Okay.
And my favorite show right now, I've been really into reality TV right now.
Mm-hmm.
So just getting into Real Housewives of Atlanta that I'm sure we will unpack
We will.
in a little minute. Because I have some notes.
Okay.
Okay. But also I've been into like White Lotus.
We'll get into that too.
We're gonna get into that.
Okay.
Severance.
Okay.
I just saw that Downton Abbey is coming soon. Which I am super excited.
So it's back.
Yeah, it's back.
Okay.
Also excited for Handmaid's Tale. This is gonna be like the final season.
Okay.
What else? I just caught up on Traitors. The last season.
What'd you think about that?
I liked it.
It wasn't its greatest season.
I feel like it was fine. It was cool. I feel like Bob was entertaining. I feel like, what's the other girl name from The Bachelorette? She's a lesbian.
Oh, Gabby.
Gabby
Was cute. I was shocked she's a lesbian, but like she's really cute. She's really cute.
She's so cute.
Danielle, that lady, give her an Emmy for best traitor because she really killed it.
And a lot of people been giving her like a lot of flack because she's just not likable. But I feel like she played a traitor really well. Obviously, nobody couldn't.
She was very dramatic. But one thing I did not like was her braids.
But we
going through it.
We knew that she was a traitor, so of course we are gonna like look, through the screen and be like, okay, you're doing too much. But I mean, she played it well because the whole house didn't know until like really the end.
Yeah.
But yeah,
when she was shaking, who got eliminated? Was it Caroline? Shake. I'm like, girl. Caroline, I like Caroline. I feel like people underestimated Caroline.
Yeah, but she gave herself away, honestly.
Yeah.
Like she honestly told herself.
You know that time when they had breakfast after Alan came to the fake book?
Yeah, and
they're like, well, what was Alan wearing? I'm like, oh, what was that guy's name?
Tom is such an idiot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Don't get me started on Tom. Okay, so.
But I'm sad that Bob got eliminated.
I feel like I wanted him to be on the show longer.
Yeah.
Him and Ayan, I was hoping Ayan would be on the show. You know what's crazy? I forgot Robin was even on the show.
Did you see the reunion?
Yeah.
What you talking about? Part 2
Right, I'm like, Robin.
They didn't ask you a question. You're at the end of the couch for a reason.
I forgot he was even on the show. Like, when she came out, I'm like, what's Robin doing? All right.
But the fact that she couldn't even clock a traitor and her husband is the biggest traitor from all.
I mean,
crazy.
Let's talk about it.
Crazy word.
I'm like, what's so crazy is, about Housewives. Dolores got to the end, and her votes made 0 sense. I'm like, why are you voting for? Everyone's voting for Tom, and Dolores would vote for Gabby or something. I'm like, Dolores, what you doing?
Yeah.
But she made it.
I guess she made it by the skin of her teeth.
Yeah.
She just floated by.
Right.
I guess that's
free money.
That's the trick. The trick is just to float by.
Yeah.
Just kind of like.
A lot of people have that mentality, but sometimes when you float by, it's like one of the downfalls of it is just like you get so under the radar that people just forget that you're there.
Yeah. That's true.
But for some reason, Andy loves her on Housewives. I hear that she might be coming back on Jersey, but we'll see.
Yeah, I haven't caught up with Jersey. Jersey used to be like
Jersey
one
is
of my
toxic.
favorites.
It's gotten to the point where it's like it needs a reboot. Like it needs.
You think?
Yeah.
Maybe.
What was the last season you saw of Jersey? The
Ooh,
latest one?
I don't know. No, not the latest one.
Okay.
I think it was the one. Maybe it was like the season before this one.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
And I was like in and out of it, and I was like kind of catching up, like filling in the
What'd
gaps
you think
on
about
social
it?
media. Of Jersey?
Yeah.
Was it the one where what's her name slapped Jennifer? Or was that the new season?
Yeah, that was the latest season. The one
Oh, that was the latest
The one
season.
that aired last year.
Yeah, so I just saw like that
Okay.
episode, but yeah, the one from before. I'm just tired of Melissa and Teresa and their drama. Like, I think it's just so old.
It's got to a point.
At this
where,
point, it's just like, either like, is this manufactured or y'all just really hate each other?
I think they really hate each other.
I think so too.
They really hate each other. And like, it's sad to see.
It is.
They really hate each other. All right.
But one thing about Jersey though, like they be going through some real shit.
No.
Like the
beef is real.
Yeah, the beef is real, and the fact that Teresa went to jail.
Yeah.
And then her ex-husband went to jail. Like that was some real shit.
Yeah.
And even with was it Salt Lake City? What's her name? Went to jail.
Jen Shaw?
Yeah.
Baby, Jen Shaw, she needs to stay in jail.
Well, her sentence keep getting reduced.
Right.
I love that
see
for her.
I don't want her to be out. I don't want her to be out. She needs to stay in jail because Jen Shaw, to me, is someone that is dangerous. She would do anything for money, anything for clout.
That's true.
And that's a dangerous woman right there. You punched your best friend. I blame Heather more than I blame Jen.
Yeah.
Because Heather should have told people that, hey, Jen Shaw punched me in my fucking eye. What we gonna do about it? Instead of saying it could have been one of the producers, and what if that producer would have got fired?
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Salt Lake City, great show. I think their stance on a lot of things doesn't make sense. Like, you guys are mad at Monica for whatever she did with Beyonce Fontees, but y'all supported Jen for so long.
Yeah.
And then like y'all, Brittany, or Brittany was recording them, and then she flipped the script, was like, oh, but me and Jared have sex, and they just like, oh my god, we're so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, this group is weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird bunch, but they're entertaining.
Yeah, I guess that's good that makes them perfect for Housewives.
Yeah.
Because if it's just a bunch of birds that get together and don't have a mind of their own, that's like, just put them in a setting.
Yeah.
See how they act with each other.
And they do a great job.
Exactly.
So, Atlanta is back.
Okay.
What do you think about these girls? What is going through your mind with these new girls? With the new girls?
The new girls.
Who's your favorite? Who's your lead? We're like 2 episodes in, so who you liking the most right now?
That's the thing. I don't quite know yet. I don't really know these girls a lot. I will say I love that they're cute, and I
think they're cute. They give trans aesthetics.
They give what?
Trans aesthetics. They all look like the girls. They all look like the girls.
Ooh.
Like, and what's so crazy is like someone mentioned this on Twitter a year ago, saying like these reality TV stars or these new girls today are looking like trans girls, and most of them are transphobic. So I'm like, y'all want to look like the girls, but don't want to love on the girls.
Well, they're getting beat. They're getting styled by the girls. And obviously, like, especially like when they're on TV, they think they have to like really be beat down. Like, a natural face they don't know a natural face if it was like saying at the like right here, but like they have to be beat, even going to like the store.
Yeah.
And so I can see because of that, they're so done up that they give trans, and honestly, in Atlanta, like trans women in our community really set the trend. I'm sorry, you can be mad at that. We can fight over it. I will always win at the end of the day. It is what it is. And I think that's why they just draw so much inspiration from, the trans and the queer community.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they look like that.
But they look good though.
I feel like they look good.
But they look like the girls that be at the after hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I am glad that like we're starting to get like more glamour in the lyrics. Like Atlanta ghetto glamour.
I like that.
I like that.
It's giving Real Housewives of Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah. You need to coin that.
Yeah.
It really is.
No.
And they're not going to give Beverly Hills glam.
Beverly Hills don't even give Beverly Hills.
Exactly.
So.
But Beverly Hills give a very specific type of glam to me. Very like, I don't know, just very white girl glam.
Yeah. To me,
like Erica is glam.
Erica.
I love Erica. I love her glam.
I don't know. Erica doesn't give me glam.
You don't think?
I don't.
Are you talking about like her lifestyle, or are you talking about just how she like?
Okay, maybe how
her style.
Maybe if it's her lifestyle.
Yeah.
When I see her, I don't see glam, but I think
the
cast,
lawsuits are sucking that wallet dry.
I just saw today that she's like
a $28 million lawsuit.
Yeah, from fraudulent money.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe
she knew what the fuck was
right.
going on. She may not have known the specifics.
She knew.
But she knew enough. But she also was smart enough to be like, okay, I shouldn't know too much because I'm going to just like get myself in trouble.
Right.
Like, and the less I know, the more safe I am.
And now she's in trouble.
She's in trouble.
I think, speaking of glam, I think the cast that gives the most glam, in my opinion, is Miami.
Yeah.
Miami be dressing the best dressed cast ever. They give money, they give options, they all look good. And to me, it's like they're the most underrated cast. I want Miami to be back on Peacock. Put it, like, they should never put it back on Bravo. Leave it on Peacock. Leave it on Peacock. Because it's like, we get off subject.
Leave back the trash.
What?
I'm not like Miami.
We'll get back to that.
I'd rather not.
Breaking news. Breaking news. What?
All right.
Okay, we'll talk. We'll get back to that.
All right.
But back to Atlanta.
Back to Atlanta. I mean, the reason, because I feel like last season was such a atrocious mess. I was really disappointed. And the thing is, it's reality TV, so like you shouldn't expect much. You know, it's just a bunch of ladies like just fighting over dumb shit.
Yeah.
But I was still disappointed because I'm just like, Atlanta was such a leader and a pioneer in like the whole Housewives franchise. Mm-hmm. So to like see it kind of just like the Roman Empire just fall flat like that, I was just like, and honestly, I just stopped watching the protests. So I feel like now I love that Portia's back. I know that we're going to get Phaedra a little bit at the end of the season. Yeah. And I just think the new girls, they have like businesses, that they, are passionate about, that, they can talk about. Mm-hmm. They are married. All of them are married, right?
Kelly's going through a divorce.
Okay. Yeah. But I just wanted to bring back like the original kind of formula of Housewives. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's never going to be the same as the OG.
It's never going to be. I feel like,
however, I feel like they, with Shamia, she's giving glamour, opulence, money. That's what I want to see.
Everything. Shamia is giving everything. And you know what's crazy? And I believe this is true. Shamia is doing what everyone thought Portia was going to do.
Do you think that Portia was kind of trying to stop her bag a little bit?
Absolutely. Candy was the one that got Shamia on the show.
I was surprised to hear that.
Right. Candy did an interview saying that she was telling producers, hey, I'm out, but, y'all should really bring in Shamia. She got the money. She has everything. And it was, first it was like, oh, whatever. But then, Candy's like, no, really put Shamia on. And, it was a great choice. Because Shamia has been bringing it. She has the house, the husband, the money, the looks. Well, she looks good.
I thought she was like Flavor Flav.
She don't give me Flavor Flav.
She don't give me Flavor Flav
at all.
But what's her name called Flavor Flav? And I was
Angela, but Shamia was right. Angela does favor LaToya Jackson.
What she said, the 99 No's?
The 99 No's.
That one took me out.
And the way she did it in her confessional, I was like, Shamia's funny. So she's also funny.
She's also funny. That's why I like her. I think she's a breath of fresh air. I feel like she's a girl's girl.
Yeah.
She seems like she has a really sound, or just like a good head on her shoulders. Yeah. Like I said, she's funny. And she also has a story, giving birth to a child that's uniquely challenged. Also, just learning a little bit more about her as a wife, as a mother, just, wanting to be invested in her family.
Yeah.
And just seeing like where she goes, I'm interested just to see that
Yeah.
part. She's just refreshing. She doesn't seem like, you know, she is trying to kind of like manufacture or like rehearse her reads,
No.
or like be somebody that she's not, unlike Marlo. And what's crazy about both of them is they were both friends of the show, so they were both adjacent to, you know, how things worked in the formula of Atlanta Housewives. But as soon as Marlo got a peach, like, you can tell she tried to up the ante and she tried to kind of like create these storylines, and it just fell flat and it just didn't make sense. Versus Shamia, I feel like her, you know, just her ascension into like, you know, being a peach holder was just seamless. It seemed natural, it seemed genuine.
It does.
You know, and she has a really true
her
connection to Atlanta.
She's Atlanta Beach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she's been in Atlanta movies.
Yeah.
She's been working with the Atlanta Hawks. She's a true Atlantean.
She can sing.
She can sing.
She's talented.
Oh, and like, going back to what you said about her giving stories, she's the only one right now that's giving real, authentic story. It was like you're feeling, you feel her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I love that. My opinion on the new girls, I like Kelly. Kelly, to me, is very much the fiery one, the funny one. I'm not feeling Brittany. Okay. I feel like Brittany is trying to have a moment with Kenya.
Yeah.
From the very get-go, I think like she was like, I feel like both of them, Kelly and Brittany, kind of went for the OGs, like how most newbies do.
Yeah.
And I think that the ones that usually come in hot usually crash and burn.
Yeah.
You know, i.e. Kenya came in hot. She kind of crashed and burned her next season with the fight with Portia. You know, who else kind of came in hot? Candace came in hot her second season.
Oh, Potomac.
And it was like, well, she came in soft, and then her second season was like, we got the real. I guess she got more comfortable, and look what happened to her. So it's like, Brittany better be careful. And I feel like with Angela right now is kind of just like riding the coast a little bit. Was like, okay, you trying to play low, you trying to play it safe a little bit.
We all need a Cynthia.
Yeah.
We need a
But Cynthia's already on the show.
Is she really on the show?
She's a friend of, you know what I mean? She's gonna make appearances. I like Cynthia as a friend of. I don't care about her being the main housewife because you gave us everything. What do you have going on?
She don't have any. Well, when she popped up in Beverly Hills, I was just like, I know her.
She's working.
Wait, that's Cynthia.
Trying to get that
Why
check.
are you on Beverly Hills?
Right.
But I just feel like she's kind of like a little lost puppy. Just trying to like see where she fits in, see what the bag is, see what the check is. She ain't giving it to me this season.
That Bob is not doing it.
The wigs are giving more than she is. I feel like.
Someone said she looked like Prince Charming from Shrek.
With a little mushroom cut. Yeah. What's wrong with the vibe?
Nothing. But
I guess I don't know. She is familiar and comfortable for like the viewers.
Yeah.
So I guess I enjoy seeing her.
I guess I'm looking forward to seeing how everything's going to pan out between Brittany and Kenya. Right now, I feel like I might be on Kenya's side.
Yeah.
But because Brittany to me is doing way too much.
Secretly, I'm like a Kenya fan.
Me too.
I love Kenya. I think she still like adds value to the show.
Yeah.
I think what she did to Brittany, that's very like Kenya-esque. And I know people were like up in arms about it, but
I think what happened, she told the producers what she was probably going to do. Yeah. They was all gung-ho for it. And then when they saw the reaction of the higher up, they kind of just let her out to dry.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. And it's probably what happened. I don't know. But I'm like, Brittany must have this. I guess since like this next Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, we're gonna see like the brewing of Kenya versus Brittany. And my thing is Brittany probably was poking the bear, and Kenya was like, "All right, I'm gonna give you what you want.
Yeah,
that's you want a moment. I'm gonna give you a moment." So that's what I think will happen. So we'll see how Atlanta turns out. I'm not looking forward to Phaedra coming back. I do not want Phaedra to be back, but
I don't know what she can add to the show.
Nothing. To be honest. Phaedra's a hot ghetto mess.
I like Phaedra.
I do not.
I like seeing her on TV. So wherever she fits. Like I was even interested in seeing her on Married to Medicine.
I wasn't.
Because I didn't know what she would add. And quite frankly, she didn't add anything. No. But I just wanted to see like what she would bring to the show. And honestly, she brought like a little drama to it.
I think
with the whole Apollo situation.
Her lying is what brought the drama. Because you see on tape, Heavenly called Phaedra and said, "Hey, what do you think about us inviting Apollo?" And she was like, make it sound like it's a surprise. Yeah. And then did that when he came. It was kind of just like, okay, what are you doing?
But Phaedra didn't deny that.
She did.
Oh, did she?
I think she said like she didn't know, or she made it seem like she didn't know, but she knew. That's why she brought Shiak, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think I remember like looking at like some interview or something, or maybe it was a confessional, and the producer asked, "Well, did you know?" Or it said like, "Well, she did call you and let you know, right?" Mm-hmm. And then she didn't deny that.
But I think she didn't know he was gonna bring
that's
live.
Exactly. I think that's what kind of like made it, you know.
But I feel like she probably knew. And that's why she brought that guy.
Yeah. Probably.
So I don't know, but I feel like they tested Phaedra out on Traders.
Yeah.
She had a great response. She was great on Trader because she is a trader. She's a great trader.
Yeah.
And they tested her out on Dance with the Stars, and then she made her way back to Married to Medicine, and boom, she's back where she needs to be. Because I don't think Candy's coming back anytime soon. Now that Phaedra's back on the show, no, I don't think Candy's coming back.
The way that Atlanta Housewives like quietly fired Candy, I feel like that was like I feel like that was like a slow kind of like low-key quiet fire, because I feel like they dragged it out because she was just like, well, they taking too long. And so I think they knew that like, we want Phaedra, we want Portia, and we want Phaedra back. We want to see that dynamic, and if we have them back, Candy is not gonna like her. So like, let's prolong, you know, like making a decision and like shooting this season, and kind of like tire Candy out, knowing like what other things that she had, like brewing and cooking, like Othello and her other like mini ventures. I think it was just like, let's wait and see, and let's, you know, like just tire her out, you know, make it to where she's not interested anymore in coming back to the show, and then we can split that, you know, that OG check.
But you know, also I think it is too. I think
Portia.
Candy has given us all that she can give. She came on the show single. She left the show married. Well, she came on the show engaged. Then she left. You know, she had her fiance died, and the mama drama. Then Todd, and then you know Todd's mom dying and getting married. I mean, she's given, and the baby. Like, she's given us everything. Everything has come full circle. Yeah. What more can you give?
She can't give it, because honestly, low key, like she was just resting on her laurels.
Yeah.
These past few seasons.
Yeah.
And she didn't even mind like where she sat on the couch.
She didn't care.
She was always up the end.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't care. Like, I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think Candy left on a good note.
On a good note, yeah.
Andy loves her down, so she's all gonna have.
She's connected.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you know, they closed Old Lady Gang.
It should close. Close Blaze while you at it.
You know what?
And what's the other one?
Old Lady Gang.
I thought she had 3.
She had 2 Old Lady Gangs and Blaze.
Okay, close them all down.
We'll be right back.
So, Candy, Joe Biden, Jennifer Lopez, and others. I don't remember who else. Was it Obama?
You talking about at the Othello?
Othello?
I didn't see Obama.
Okay, but Candy's in her bag.
Yeah.
She produced the Othello Broadway show starring Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal. And it was produced by Candy, Joe Biden, J-Lo. Wait. What's the lady's name from Vogue? Anna Wintour. Candy.
And that's how you go out with a bang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One thing about Candy, she about that money.
She about that money. And more so just about the rooms that she's been able to really, you know, carve a seat in. Like, the fact that she's able to really kind of like move in all of these spaces, from reality TV to the restaurant industry to, you know,
Grammys, right?
You know, to plays and doing so many different things, to producing, directing, music, everything. She is really like the jack of all trades.
She really is.
And I like just seeing where she come from. It just makes me like so happy. Even though like I wasn't a huge fan of her on the show, I still liked her on the show because she gave balance
She
to
did.
the show. She was familiar.
And she was the voice of reason.
And she was the voice of reason. I always pretty much agree with her.
Yeah.
Especially when it came to reunions and how she would explain certain things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
she was great. One thing about Candy, she always was spot on. She never lied.
Never lied.
Never
She
lied.
always made sense.
And her shit always made sense. When that one season, I think it was season 12, when Eva was saying that she never called Portia's baby Dennis with a bow, and Candy was like, "Are you calling me a liar?"
And you saw Eva, she was like,
because I ain't a liar.
Yeah. Because you can't sit up there and just say, "Yeah, I'm calling you a liar."
Right, because
we know that Candy doesn't lie.
Right. At all. So
and we know you lie. Eva lies.
Eva.
I'm so glad that she's not on the show at all.
I thought she was cute face. She was giving it was just, she was cute to look at. But Eva,
what Portia say? So what, Eva? We all got a house.
She said her titties were
social distancing.
So at the Othello premiere, Sherry Shepherd. Do you watch Sherry show?
Sometimes.
I don't even watch it. But Sherry Shepherd alleged that an unknown celebrity came up to her, grabbed her by the arm, and said, "You've been shading me." And Sherry was so upset about what happened that during intermission, she went and waited for this celebrity outside the bathroom. Mm-hmm. The internet saying that this unknown celebrity is Nia Long. Mm-hmm. Do you think Nia Long could do something like that?
Yeah, didn't she by Beyonce?
No,
that's not Lathan.
That's not Lathan.
Oh Lord, what's going on with our '90s Hollywood divas?
They're crazy.
They're crazy.
They're crazy.
Yeah, I think so. Nia to me is a mean girl. I always thought that. I
don't get Mean Girl from Nia.
I get Mean Girl from Nia. I feel like she is. Yeah.
Wait, you get Mean Girl too?
It's something about her.
I remember why, but she does give that, and I really cannot. I feel like it's been something she did or said something that was
I can't put my finger on it. But I feel like there was a story, multiple stories that happened, and people ran into her and they said she wasn't nice.
I do think that she did pull Sherry around, be like, "You've been shading me," but Nia, what you been doing? What has Sherry been saying? I don't watch her shows.
I don't watch it like that either, so I was confused about it.
So I'm like, maybe things that got back to Nia, that Sherry been talking with her within a group of friends, and it got back to Nia. I don't know, but Nia,
are you saying it was like a big grab? Because
it was apparently
she grabbed by the arm and forcefully turned her over.
I'm trying to figure out why are you mad about me confronting you about? I heard you being. Yeah. I heard she was talking shit, so what's up?
And that's why Wendy Williams be nowhere to be found when she was doing her show. Because she knew her bad. Well, she knew that she was being shady to these celebrities, so she knew that as soon as she, clocked out, from her office in New York filming the show, she went straight to Jersey. Yeah. Because she know that everybody got spoke with her. Mm-hmm. But
Sherry Shepherd replaced her show.
Right. Exactly.
I didn't know that.
And I think that she's trying to kind of lean into the spirit of Wendy in a sense. Mm-hmm. Just to kind of one, solidify her spot in daytime, and two, give that, fill in that hole that's kind of missing, from what Wendy used to do.
I don't think the girls can do it. I mean, Jennifer Hudson, I think her show is great. I think the whole tunnel thing.
Don't get me started about Jennifer Hudson's
What's wrong?
I cannot stand it. She is not. I hate her interview style. She is not a great interviewer. Mm. She is. The only thing that's going for that show is that spirit time.
But word is street is that they only do it for certain celebrities. So if you ain't that famous, you ain't getting no spirit tunnel.
And you can tell who's famous or not by the amount of people that's on.
Let's talk about it. Let's wake it up.
Yeah,
just two people.
Because Aaron Pierre, I would have been there.
Everyone was there.
Everybody was there.
But the white guy from Abbott. Yeah, was there a lot of people on his spirit tunnel?
But I do love him. I love Abbott. Yeah, and I love him.
I do love Abbott. Abbott is.
That's another show. Yeah, that's a show that I've been watching.
I love Abbott. So,
it's such a good, like a feel-good show.
Yeah.
It's easy to watch.
Yeah.
It's short. Each episode is short.
But I love Gregory and Janine. And Gregory and Janine reminds me of being Francis.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
I'm Janine, he's Gregory, because baby, I'm quirky, dorky, and friends would look at me like.
But you know what? That's what you need.
Yeah.
You need somebody to be like, you know what? He gonna do what he do. I still love him.
Yeah.
But
you don't find that.
No.
You don't find that.
But she did get divorced.
With that white man.
The streets are saying that, you know, she finna get with Gregory like in real life.
Let's cheers to that.
Cheers.
I want that to happen, baby. Okay.
To the girls weekend.
Baby,
But what was I talking about before?
I don't. Sherry Shepherd and
Okay.
Nia Long. So you and Francis think that Nia Long's a mean girl. I think. I don't think she's that mean. I don't know, but I do think she did. I do think she did that. And Nia posted a picture on a selfie on Instagram. Was like about last night with a kissy face. And I was like, Nia.
Then Nia did it.
Nia did it.
Nia did it.
Nia did it.
I feel like she's just, I don't know, like, but the thing is, if you shading somebody, you got to be ready for the smoke.
Hello?
Especially if you are shading these very people that you, build relationships with and move within the industry with. Now all of a sudden you're hosting this daytime television show, and like a large popular segment of your show is Hot Topics, and you have to kind of low-key be a little shady with it. That's what you're gonna get. At least with Wendy, like she was shady and like a witch on radio in the very beginning of her career, so people knew what she was,
And she owned it. She's like, I
she
said
owns
it. I'm not going to, jump down on that. Like, I said what I said. Sherry gives me like, and one thing I don't like about Sherry is like, she gives me ignorant auntie vibes.
Yeah.
Like, who, the auntie that will bash the gay nephew but love on the nephew that beats on his wife. Because recently I heard that Jonathan Majors on her show. And she was like, I love you, and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, but Jonathan Majors beat on a woman. You know what I mean? Like, she's one of those, I'm pretty sure Sherry probably still plays R. Kelly.
Okay, let's be going into like separating the artist from the music.
Garcelle announced that she is leaving for Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Did you see her little, what's it like, a little Emmy or something in the back?
Yeah.
She made
sure.
And she made sure she had a good wig on.
Hello,
too,
she looked good. When I first saw it, I was like, okay, this is a joke. This gotta be a joke. This came out of nowhere. But then I saw the Watch What Happens Live with Erica and Bose, and the way they acted on there, I was like, something happened at that reunion. And then Bose did that whole fake ass apology the next day.
Which I was just like, I don't even understand why she did that. I understand why she did it. I'm mad that she did it.
I'm side-eyeing the hell out of Bose now. She gives me Uncle Tom Ed, and I'm gonna give you why.
Go ahead.
So, allegedly, this is all alleged, Bose, she's a great businesswoman, whatever, and I've, heard allegedly that like she picks her favorites, and her favorites are never black people. Another thing is, me and friends were talking, and it's like her hair gives like she don't be around a lot of black people.
What they call them, the wiggers?
Hello, why you had them big old wigs, crazy braids. Another thing is like with Erica on Watch What Happens Live, you was kind of giving this mean girl thing, and then the next day you're like, oh, let me issue out this apology.
That was weird.
It was weird. Yeah. It was weird. And allegedly, this is all alleged. What happened at the reunion was, during the after show, Garcelle and Sutton was talking about PK's or Dorit's house being broken into, how Garcelle thought it was PK. And then I guess Sutton said something about, in the words of Bose, calling her aggressive. She came aggressive, whatever. And Garcelle didn't say anything. And then at the reunion, Bose kind of turned that back against Garcelle. Was like, you was getting mad at the read last season about the word aggressive, but you allow a white woman call me aggressive. You didn't say anything. And word on the street, allegedly, that Garcelle was so blindsided by what both said that she got up and left and said, like, fuck all these bitches, I quit. And she was kind of upset that Sutton didn't have her back in that as well. Mm-hmm. And I guess she had like a week or two. Well, they shot the reunion in February. It was February 28th. So she had like 3 or 4 weeks to think about it. And I guess like she announced that she was leaving. So this is all what I've read online and like watched videos of. So what do you think about that? Like, do you think that Garcelle was wrong for not sticking up for Bose when Sutton referred to her as aggressive?
I think people expected Boz and Garcelle to be best of friends simply because, how they identify. Mm-hmm. But, there are different facets to, black women. Mm-hmm. And not every black women are going to share the same experience. They're not going to all be the best of girlfriends. True. They're not going to all, agree with each other. Garcelle, she's not a girl's girl to me anyway. And I just feel like, I'm glad that she's gone. I'm not a Garcelle fan. I think she just pulled the race card in ways that, just wasn't necessary. I feel like, girl, when you feel like the going got tough or like when you were in the hot seat or whatever, then you want to pull that, in a group full of white women. And of course, they're going to like, shudder and kind of just like contract a bit because they don't want to get canceled or they don't want to be seen as racist or whatever the case may be. But like, I think that Garcelle had a good run. She did what she needed to do for the show. I was just surprised of just to see all of the fans come out the woodwork of like Garcelle fans. I'm like, where were y'all at these past few seasons? Because
I didn't know she had that much fans.
What do you say? You're 4 people on Twitter that...
When the Reed said your house on a fucking main road.
I'm sorry. The Reed was taking it. The Reed was taking it.
Or eat. Okay, because she was eating.
She was eating. All she needed somebody to piss her off and make her mad.
Yeah. And I don't like Sutton.
I never liked Sutton.
Plays that white woman card down.
And she hid behind Garcelle.
Yeah.
And Garcelle knew that. So for people to say, because I know that you said that Boz was uncle, but
Uncle Tomette.
I'm cracking up. But so was Garcelle.
I don't think Garcelle, she doesn't give me an Uncle Tomette.
She gave that.
I don't think so.
She married a white man. Had kids by a white man. She aligned herself with white people. As soon as she got on the show, she befriended a white rich woman and aligned herself with Sutton.
Sutton's rich.
You know something I don't know?
I mean, is she? I know she got something from her divorce, but it's not giving with Jennifer Tilly,
Well, yeah, of course.
It ain't giving that. Now, that's a rich woman, okay?
But, I mean, but we ain't gonna sit here and act like Sutton ain't got money.
I don't know.
What the street saying?
I don't know. I don't know. Sutton, when I think of a rich woman, I do not think of Sutton. Sutton gives me, I'm living off my housewife checks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was reading up on her divorce, and she got a pretty good agreement. Like, I don't know the number, but I know that she gets like in the few millions annually. From that divorce. Well, I'm sure somebody in the comments will correct me. But
she used to put it in that store.
I think that's why she got the store. I feel like she be washing something. Some be going funneling through that.
Because like, how come the store is still open?
In Beverly Hills at that.
Right.
Which is like, the rent is crazy high. And it survived during the pandemic. And it's a boutique store. So like, stores like that rarely
And that fashion show she gave?
Are you calling it a fashion show?
Moving on.
Gulp. But But yeah, Garcelle, I'm sorry, girl. Your time was up.
I don't know. I was kind of like,
I loved you on the Jamie Foxx show.
and that was it.
And that was it. I did live for you when you like came after your ex-husband and you sent that mass email to his job. Like, you know, like...
Well, Garcelle's a Haitian woman. Like, we don't play.
Yeah.
We don't play. I was also one of those people...
Are you Haitian?
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So, like, I feel Garcelle.
So that's why you like Garcelle.
No, I don't. I'm not Team Garcelle. I was one of those people as well when she announced her announcement. You know, me and Prince was even talking. I was like, whatever, like good riddance.
Yeah.
But then when I saw what Bose did,
yeah, that was
hearing the stories. I'm like, if it's true, I'm gonna have to be on Garcelle's side because Bose, they're gonna come after you next season.
But I can't see herself being like an Uncle Tomette.
Who,
Bose?
Bose? Yeah.
Because just I think
Bose
maybe
made me white people pleaser.
Sure, and that's probably how she was able to navigate in the corporate world. You know, just to like kind of like code switch and assimilate, which is what we all have to do a lot of the times to survive. But I don't know. I think she's just such a person that is strong-minded and very, you know, she's an independent thinker. It's really hard for me to think that she will be used as a pawn in somebody else's like motive.
Oh no.
She's friends with that.
She's friends with Dorit.
If anything, I would try to be like friends with like, I don't know, Kyle and Kathy. But if, you know, she's trying to like use somebody to get to the next, I don't know.
But Kyle gonna use her too.
I mean, sure. But but it did give me pause, honestly, like why Dorit or how Dorit and Bose started to become like really great.
You know why? I think it's because of last season when Garcelle came and told her about that. You use your white privilege, whatever she said to Dorit, and Dorit's trying to make, you know, it was an accusation of her being racist, whatever. And I feel like she would quickly be like try to be friends with Bose to try to
offset that
that allegation. Oh, like look y'all, like
because it's given like let me hide behind like my black friend, you know.
Because the same way Garcelle is, Bose is Dorit's mouthpiece. Garcelle is mouthpiece.
And that's what pissed me off about Garcelle because I'm just like I understand, like just be your own woman, and maybe she was, but I just feel like she just always spoke for Sutton. She always excused Sutton's behavior. She always butted into like people's like in Sutton's arguments. Yeah. When things just didn't even concern her, she was just always just like opinionated or just intrusive about it. Mm-hmm. But and I think she just used her blackness to kind of just be like, I dare you to say something to me, you know what I mean, about it. But it's just like, no, Garcelle, you were like wrong a lot of the time.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Yeah. Next topic: Fridays is usually the time for new music. Ariana dropped the deluxe version of Eternal Sunshine, and I watched the movie.
I didn't watch it.
It's really good. I'm not gonna give too much details. It's kind of like she is, kind of like she's an older woman going to Better Days Inc. And it's like different memories are unlocked, and it kind of like as each memory unlocked, they kind of go into the trash. Mm-hmm. So it's really good. It's really good. I enjoyed it. I got really emotional watching it. I did enjoy Twilight Zone. That was one of my favorite songs. I'm probably gonna play that on repeat. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Hempstead. I enjoyed that one. My least favorite would have to be let me see.
Don't say mine.
I want to say Past Life.
Okay.
Warm is good. Dandelion is good.
Dandelion is good.
Yeah. The ones I didn't really enjoy that much was Past Life, but the rest of them were good. I enjoyed it. Ariana is back. Arianka.
I will say this. I I understand an extended version of an album.
A lot of people been doing that lately.
Yeah, I think it's just like a way to cheat and to kind of like push more units of the same album. That's so you can kind of just say like, well, this album pushed this many units, even though there's so many like iterations of. That's what Taylor Swift do. That's what like a lot of these artists do.
Yeah,
I mean, Beyonce used to do it back then, by these extended and so it's great. From a business perspective and a sales perspective, it's also great because you're feeding your fan base with new stuff. But I don't care for extended like versions of an album just because I'm ready for the new era. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like if you're gonna put this work in to like drop, 7 songs, you might as well drop 4 more and then make a whole album and then come up with a new era.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah.
I mean, Eternal Sunshine is probably my top 3. She said my top 3. My top 3 Ariana albums are Sweetener, Thank You Next, and Eternal Sunshine. My top 3. I enjoyed Eternal Sunshine. I love Don't Want to Break Up Again. I love Eternal Sunshine. It's just a great album.
I like Eternal. I think it's my top 3 too. Yeah. I love Sweetener. I love Positions, and I love Eternal.
Positions wasn't my favorite album.
I love Thank You Next wasn't my favorite.
Really? That's my favorite album. I mean, it's one of my no skips.
Really, I feel like Positions. You know why I like Positions? Because that's R&B Ariana. But
Victoria Renee produced a lot of like songs
on Positions. I mean, I love R&B Ariana.
Yeah.
I just love her angelic voice on an R&B.
34 plus 35 was good. I love Nasty.
Yeah.
What's the other one? 6:30. Down at 6:30. Down at
yeah.
6. I love that. And I love the annotation they give. When it is 6:30, everything is down. So like the 2 hands are down.
POV I love. POV. It kind of sounds like a little church song, low key.
But I love to see you from your point of view. It is a church song.
It's a church song.
I'm pretty sure the gospel game
on the trust you quiet.
Trust you. Oh my God! But yeah. Okay, and then Chris Brown announced his stadium tour with Summer Walker and Bryson Tiller.
It sounded like you didn't want to announce that.
I will say this: I'm not a Chris Brown. I'm not Team Breezy. I don't think I will ever be Team Breezy. However, the reason why I'm not Team Breezy is because I'm one of those people who don't. I put the artists and the music together, and I think that I forgave Chris Brown when it came to Rihanna. I forgave him. But then multiple cases started happening after that, and I was just like, okay, so this brother is abusive. And I was just like, I can't listen to somebody's music like that. That's just my opinion.
Okay, I'm going to give a hypothetical. It's going to be a hard one. And I hate saying this because I love this woman down.
Is it Beyonce?
Yeah. What if, hypothetically, we know that's not true because the list came out. What if she was like on Epstein's list? Or if something came out where like, she was, linked to, P. Diddy like everybody tries to do.
Yeah.
You gonna put Renaissance on the shelf because of that?
To stand by what I'm saying?
That's a lie. It was all of
I would be like Wesley Snipes on New Jack City, pointing that gun, but the tears are falling down my face. Like, I would say this, like, I am one of those people that it's hard to, dissociate the artist and the music. However, I realize most of these people in Hollywood are just not that great people.
That's why they get into showbiz.
Yeah. And showbiz is full of people who are just not that great.
And crazy.
Because
they don't fit in the corporate world.
Right.
They don't fit in any other industry.
And they just, Hollywood's where they need to be.
Yeah.
So I also give them that. But I just think that, like, if I was in Hollywood, I would not want to be around Chris Brown.
You know why I like? Well, I love Chris Brown because I just think he's just so talented. I think that he is.
He is.
I love his songs. I love his voice. He's a talented performer. I love his dancing.
My question to you is this:
Okay,
do you think he can pull off a stadium tour around the world?
no. Maybe in the U.S., I would do major cities.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are kind of riding high off of the success of his South Africa show, but people are not forgiving of him, and with reason. Like your point of view, I understand it. So it's just like I'm never going to be like, I don't get it, because I get it. So he has shown himself to be problematic even post Rihanna.
And even
with just his statements about dark skinned women.
Yeah. Even his statement about Frank Ocean. Like I feel like I can get past the certain things that he's done, but one thing is just like I'm really big advocate for the gay community, and I do think that Chris Brown is homophobic, and I do believe that like
maybe because he got a little shit in his tank, or he like trans women. That's usually like the telltale sign.
It could be because like he was especially when him and his beef with Frank Ocean back in like 2012.
Yeah,
he was so like such a bully to Frank Ocean. Yeah. It was like that was when I was like, because like when he came out with "Look at Me Now," I was like, hey, Chris Brown is back. And then when the beef with Frank Ocean happened, I'm like, okay, why are you beefing with him? You know what I mean? And then at the award show when Frank Ocean won the VMA. Chris Brown sat down, did not get up and applaud. I was like, that's.
He's just immature. He's a problematic person.
Yeah, he is.
He's
and I was like, I can't be a fan of someone.
I get that.
Who will call me a faggot in a heartbeat. You know what I mean?
That.
So that's just really what it is. It's like I would say he has great music. Yes, he's a great dancer. I'll give him that. But he just cannot get my support, and I do not believe that he can successfully do a stadium tour in Europe. I don't think so.
If Gaga can't do it.
If Rihanna can't do it.
If Rihanna can't do it.
If Rihanna can't do it. Rihanna went to London and did a stadium tour and it was empty.
That was so embarrassing.
It was so embarrassing.
I remember seeing that in real time.
It was hard to watch. If Rihanna can't do it, I don't think Chris Brown can do it. I don't care if he has Summer Walker, the Spice Girls, and Bryson Tiller. It's not.
That would eat.
He would need to do.
You might be on the.
But my thing is like he said, he would have to go to major cities, major black cities. Atlanta. I would go to. I would do one in LA. I would do one in DC because it's like where he's from the DMV area, and maybe Miami. That's it.
Yeah, Miami, New York. You can do New York.
He can do a stadium show in New York.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I mean, he can do Madison Square Garden, but I don't know if he can do like the MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of fans of Chris Brown, but they're scared to admit it. And I think that because of cancel culture, people are kind of scared to kind of come forward and say like, oh, I like this person and I support his music, his artistry. And a lot of times people can separate the music from the artist, but people won't let you fans do that. And, and I think that a lot of people on social media are just self-righteous and thinking that they have a Goldilocks complex about everything, whether it comes, to celebrities or, musicians or politics. And people have to be cookie cutter. And that's just not the reality. And also, it's just like, but you not cookie cutter yourself.
Yeah.
The only thing is just that these people are growing up and making their mistakes in front of the world, in front of cameras.
I agree.
And when they have a huge following and their name is so, notable, everything is kind of like metastasized by 10. Okay. And so I think that in the effort of kind of just being resistant to that, I'm just like, go ahead. Like, people are just like, we need to hold him accountable. He has been held accountable for years. I mean, there are so many like things that I remember like hearing like, oh, Chris Brown is going to perform here, or going to do this Michael Jackson tribute, or going to do this, endorsement deal, or going to do that. Last minute, plug pull.
Yeah.
Lost out on money. Lost out on opportunities. People still won't let him forget that. And so I just feel like, people, so he has kind of like just been, he has been canceled and he has been, prevented from like really kind of, succeeding at, to his full potential. So it's just like, let him have this.
But my thing is this. I think, like I said before, I think people forgave him with the Rihanna situation.
No, they didn't.
I would say a majority of people have. Majority of people have. But my thing, what made it worse was when other cases kept happening. Like, it's like...
it didn't help.
With
Karrueche
and
the one in
girlfriend.
America.
Right. And it's like, first time, it's a mistake.
Yeah.
Second time, third time, it's a habit. Yeah. So I think he is the demise, or he's the cause of his own demise.
Yeah.
Like,
he gets in his own way.
He gets in his own way. I feel like he has an anger issue. I don't know him personally, but I'm just going by based off what I've seen. And in the media, he doesn't have the best reputation as far as like being mature. That's why I think something happened when Diddy's boys were trying to confront, was it Ray J, and then Chris Brown was the voice of reason. I was shocked. I'm like, Chris Brown, voice of reason? When did that happen? But
we also don't let people evolve. Like, I think that we define people by one slip up. Or maybe, in his case, a lot of slip ups. So I get it.
Yeah.
But I do think that, like, there comes a time where somebody in your life, where they're just like, they get older and they calm down. Mm-hmm. They get older and they get saved. Mm-hmm. Right? And, they get religious. And, they get older and they start to kind of like level out from being obnoxious and being like a daredevil or
AKA born.
But it's just like, but people do calm down. And I'm not saying that Chris Brown calm down, I'm not sure, but I'm just saying that he got multiple kids now.
How many kids he got? 4?
I think he got like 3. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh,
somebody in the comments to correct me, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he got, kids, and, that is when he is not getting endorsement deals, when he's not getting partnerships and different things like that. The only way that you can make money as a musician is touring. Yeah. You don't even make it on your music. So it's just like, let him cook. Let him, like, try to, salvage the little bit of, legacy that he has left and pass it down to his kids.
I'll give him that.
And I'm going to help him because I'm going to be that front row. I love Chris Brown.
Oh, Lord. So, earlier this week, that rapper from Chicago went and called, I'm not even going to repeat the word that he called Beyonce and Jay-Z's kids, but he called them a name.
Who said that?
Who been saying that? You said that? Yeah. Kanye, you said that?
He said it. Come to the altar.
I don't even think we need to pray for him anymore. I think
I stopped praying for him a long time ago. He don't deserve no praise.
Well, I will say this. I'm just concerned.
I'm not even concerned. I don't give a fuck.
Because at this point, it's just like, for one, it's just like all the other stuff, like even the anti-Semitism, even just your alliance with, this new administration, even like your remarks about, slavery being a choice. Those things, for me, canceled you a long time ago in my mind. Mm-hmm. But like, to call anybody's kid, to talk about anybody's kids is a violation. Mm-hmm. To call somebody's kids the R word or uniquely challenged is another thing.
Yep.
To call Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids that, it's just like, oh, you want to die.
Yeah.
But I think
like 50 black trucks, a fleet of black trucks, and pull up to his house like immediately. I know Julius was just like, baby, in that ear, like, we ride at dawn. Like, I'm there for his life.
It's crazy because it's like, I feel like it hits a little bit home, like closer to home, because it's like, that's already something that people are already kind of like saying. Exactly. As far as like, okay, well, this is why, we don't really see as much of him. And then for him to like come out and say that, it's kind of like
It's confirmation.
I don't know if I would necessarily like, say it's like confirmation, but at the same time, it's like you are someone that would like probably have like insight or access like to know.
He would know.
So it's kind of just like. But I think the thing that's like interesting, kind of like what people have been saying, is we're quicker to, I guess, almost like try to like silence women that are kind of like having.
AKA Whitney Williams, she's in the conservatory shit, but Kanye isn't. You're absolutely right. You're right on the nail. If Kanye West was a woman, he would have been in a conservatory shit. I don't give a fuck about this new administration, but I wanted to ask you a question about if you were in a group chat with people, famous people, let's say reality TV stars, who would it be and why?
Famous reality TV stars, period, or just or Housewives?
Housewives, reality TV star, whichever one.
Well, it's too. I mean, reality TV. That's too big.
Okay, so let's do Housewives then.
We can do celebrities. We can do reality TV. Are we doing reality TV celebrities?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Tiffany Pollard.
Who?
New York. I love New York.
You said Poland. Oh, Pollard.
Oh, is it Pollard?
Yeah.
Sorry. I kept calling her Pollard.
Who is that?
Her, I love New York, obviously.
Okay.
Hilarious. Obviously, Nene.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would love for Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton to be in there.
I don't think. You think they'll be active?
Probably not.
Yeah.
But I feel like you, in the group chat, and tell us in the comments, you know, you always have a group chat with a lot of people, and you always have that one person that's really not responsive. But every once in a while, they'll like come in with a zinger, and it's just so fucking hilarious.
I think that's her.
And I feel like that's Paris Hilton or Nicole.
I think it's more Nicole than Paris Hilton.
More Nicole. I agree. I agree. Nene, obviously. Lisa Rinna. I love Lisa.
Wow. This is like eclectic.
It's really, that's the thing, it's too, and I love reality TV stars for their own, for each unique reason. That's the thing.
Okay.
So, what else? I think I wrote it down on my phone over there. Heather.
Heather Gay?
I think she is so funny to me.
I gotta drink today. You gonna have me to drink. Heather Gay. Heather Gay is gonna be sending a whole bunch of unfunny memes that no one's just, that everyone just likes.
She would.
Everyone just likes it. Like, okay, Heather.
I don't know. She's funny to me. Okay, tell yours.
Okay, hold on. Mine would be, because I'm Haitian, or Haitian American.
Garcelle.
No. It would be Kiki and Gertie from Miami. I would have Adriana from Miami. I will also include Kelly from Atlanta. I will also have Angie on there from Utah. And like, I will want Mary to be on it, but Mary would not be her. She won't be active in it. She'll probably mute the group chat.
She definitely will be there.
And I will also add Tiffany on there. Tiffany New York. I'm still there for me. I forgot about her. I'll add her on there. It would be full of laughter, shade. Because let me tell you now.
You talking about my group?
Angie read the girls down. What she said about Broadway in that little group, in that text message, Angie would be sending that to our group message. You heard that text message she said about Broadway?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Remember when she was like, Braun was a fun girl, but it's like she sunk her way to the top. So whatever she said, Angie read Bronwyn down where Bronwyn was crying reading what Angie had to say about her. Angie be reading the girls down. Angie's funny.
I would say Portia, Nene, Kenya. Portia, Nene, Kenya, Phaedra. I want Candy in there.
Candy not going. If Phaedra's in it, Candy not gonna be in it.
Candy messy. What are you talking about?
Candy's not gonna be in it. Candy gonna send you a private message saying, hey, you know me if I don't fuck with Phaedra. Why would you put me in this group chat with Phaedra? I'm gonna take myself out of it. That's
You asked
Candy.
Me, and I'm assuming that it's a perfect world.
So, a bitty bitty bomb bomb. Yolanda Saldivar parole was denied yesterday.
First of all, pause. Let's cheers to you
Oh, thank you. Cheers to you.
for just being amazing.
Thank you for
For this show.
joining me and
Of course.
doing this with me. I appreciate it.
You know, anytime we talk about pop culture, I live for it.
It's been a great show. It's been a great show.
Okay.
Cheers to that. Do it.
Cheers.